Let's talk about pie charts. All right, creating a pie chart requires having a frequency table. So let's just start with the data that we had before. We have a hypothetical class where students were able to earn an A, B, C, D, or F. And we had 3 A's, 4 B's, 2 C's, 1 D, and 1 F. I know that my math here isn't going to add up exactly because this adds up to 11, but just to keep things simple, let's say that this is 30% of the class. This was 40%. This was 20%, 10%, and 10%. And I realize this adds up to 110%, but let's pretend for just a moment. So in a pie chart, instead of using the height of a bar to represent the frequency of the observations, we're going to use the areas of an area of a circle. And this gets a little bit harder because we have a harder time gauging area. So if this is about 25% and we're looking for 30, it would be about like that, let's say. And this would be 50, and we want a fifth of that, or 4/5 of that. So let's say this is about 40%. And then 20 and 2/10. Okay, so you can see, even just as we were drawing this, it takes a little bit more effort to put this together, right? So if this is the area of our A, of our B, and this is the area of our C, and this is the area of our D, and we'll do our F's in this color. Okay, so here we have A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, the reason we don't use pie charts very much, or the reason we at least talk about them with a little bit of caution, is it is much harder for people to look at a pie chart and accurately gauge the area of each slice than it is to look at a bar chart and gauge the height of a bar. If you're really trying to accurately communicate information, you want to use a bar chart instead of a pie chart. If you're trying to make a pretty picture, though, maybe the pie chart is your best option. All right, let's make a pie chart in R. So here we have our data. As we've already mentioned, you create a pie chart based on a frequency table. So I'm going to create a frequency table here using the table command. We'll send that all over to the console so we can take a look at what it's done. Here we have input our grades. Here we have created the frequency table. Right here we have inputted the grades. In this line here we have created the frequency table. And if I want to take a look at that, all I have to do is type out tab, which is my abbreviation for table, and it outputs here that I have 3 A's, 4 B's, 2 C's, 1 D, and 1 F. To turn this into a pie chart, all I have to do is put the frequency table inside the pie chart command. And when I send that over to the console, it produces this lovely pie chart. Now, normally, I am very happy with the graphics that R creates. In this case, though, I am a little bit less pleased. I don't like the colors, which I think are very outdated, and I don't like that the graph starts over here at 3 o'clock and rotates counterclockwise instead of starting at 12 o'clock and rotating clockwise, which I think is more natural. So there's a few things we're going to do. First, I'm going to set the clockwise parameter to true, and that starts the pie chart at 12 o'clock and it moves counterclockwise, which I think makes sense to most of us who know how to read a clock, right? The other thing I want to do is change the colors. So I'm going to come up here and create the colors object, which will be the result of the color ramp palette command, where I'm going to start with the colors, I'm going to start with yellow and end with purple. We'll see what that looks like. And I know that I need 5 colors, right? I have 5 different classes, A, B, C, D, E, and F. That's 5. So this will create 5 colors. In fact, we can take a look at that. Let me send that over, and then let's look at that object. If we take a look at it, we just have those 5 colors, and they're written in this code that the internet recognizes. We can change it to different kinds of, doesn't have to be there in hex code like that, but we can, R will understand what that means. So when I set color equal to the color, and I run this, I should get a much prettier graph. Yellow is perhaps a little harsh, but that's how to make a pie chart in R. All right, we need to talk just a little bit more about pie charts. One, this yellow is killing me. I'm going to change that to wheat. That's a little bit better. I tend to end up spending way too much time playing with colors. But the other thing that I don't like about this is our B is our largest area, right? We had more B grades than any other grade, but it is not the most purple or the most wheat colored. The colors have been assigned based on the alphabetic order of A, B, C, D, F, and I would like the biggest values to have the brightest colors and then have it diminish as counts get smaller. So to exaggerate this a little bit, I'm going to change the number of C's to 8 so that our graph now looks like this. And then I'm going to use the rank command. Let me zoom in here so we can look at that a little bit better. I'm going to use the rank command to create a thing I'm just going to call lowercase r, short for rank. I'm going to rank the frequencies, and I know that there are ties. I know that I have one F and one D, so I'm going to set the ties parameter here equal to min. So what happens there, let's zoom in and take a look at what we've got. When I look at my frequency table, I now see that I have 3 A's, 4 B's, 8 C's, 1 D, and 1 F. And when I look at my R object, I see that D and F are tied for first. There is no second because my first 2 are tied for first. And so A is third, B is fourth, and C is fifth. And then all I have to do to make these colors work is behind the color object in brackets, square brackets, put the R. And what that does is reorder the colors to match the rank of the frequency. So that when I send that over, now my largest objects are the most purple, and we have decreasing amounts of purple as we become smaller and smaller. I think that is a better pie chart. I'm still not happy with the colors, but we can spend way too much time on that. But that is a much better pie chart.